guys, and welcome back to today's Express Workout. Today's session is a corporate workout I filmed with busy professionals just like you to help them get more movement into their day. The format of today's session starts off with a mobility block, followed by a light circuit of core exercises and locomotion to help increase circulation and improve the lymphatic system. So please join in, and don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Okay, so we're just going to start with our windshield wipers here. So we're going to put fingertips back and toes are straight ahead, and our knees are bent about 90 degrees. And again, we're just going to focus on internally and externally rotating the hips, so just knees coming down. You don't have to force the knees down, right? Back and forth, like so. And one thing too for the upper body to make sure is we push our hands into the ground to create a big chest, so we have shoulder-ear separations. We don't want our shoulders going into our ears. Big chest, like so, back and forth. Good. Okay, so now we're going to get into, what we're going to do now is make it more active. So we're going to be in the same position. We're going to push our hands into the ground and lift our butt off the ground about an inch. So in this position, we're going to actively, one foot at a time, one leg at a time, we're going to externally rotate like this. So the one foot stays down, and we're going to roll onto our toes, and we're just going to actively pull our knee to the floor. Again, you still can put your butt on the ground, but it'll get a bit more if you just hold yourself off the ground. Just, yep. We're going to call up on 5, we're going to go to 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. So now this foot's going to stay planted on the floor, and then we can roll onto our toes this way and just knee to the ground. Opening up, you're feeling the inner thigh, opening up those adductors. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. Okay, we're going to take a little break. We're going to come onto our knees, and we're just going to get our fascial nets opened up in the shoulders and the chest by just doing some gentle arm swings back and forth. So again, just opening up. Just start off gently, but again, if you feel pretty good, you kind of move a little bit more velocity back and forth. As you open, it should feel into even the elbows and the wrists, front of the shoulder, the pecs, all that stuff opening up. Just gently back and forth. Like so. A few more here. Just warming up, getting blood flow into the shoulders, rotator cuff, and just again opening up those fascial nets as well too. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the same position. So fingertips back, actively lifting our butt off the ground, but again, you can still put your butt on the ground. And this time we're going to go internal rotation. So with the one knee, we're going to come into the center and then back. 2, let's just go for 8 this time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. And again, back to the other side. Again, shoulder ear separation, big chest. Bring the knee in. So the one foot, my left foot, is completely planted on the ground. My right foot, I'm kind of turning it onto my toes as my heel comes off the ground. That's it. And 3 more. 2. And there we go. Okay, back up to our knees again. I'll face sideways to get a different perspective. This time we're going to reach overhead, so stretching at the lats. And then we're going to get the end range position of our shoulders this way. Right? So we're just going to reach up. And again, dynamically moving the shoulders, the arms back and forth. And again, should be no pain involved. So if there is, just back off the range of motion, slow it down. If you feel pretty good, you can open it up a little bit. Breathing, just swinging those arms. That's it. Lots of blood flow into the rotator cuff and the shoulders, like so. Okay, so now in this position, we're on our knees. We're actually going to bring our knees together into a stack position like so. So shoulders over top of the knees, and we're going to shoot the hips side to side, dynamically back and forth, getting into that lateral line, right into the glute med, and those hips, back and forth and dynamically. So as one hip shoots to one side, we look over the opposite shoulder and back and forth. one hip is particularly sticky or tight, you can hang in a little longer on that one hip or do a little bit of a double bounce there. Good. Okay, so T-spine now. We're going to bring our knees a bit wider up on our fingertips, and we're just going to come up and reach and back to center. And up, eyes follow the hand for 2. We're going to go for 5 reps here. 3, 4, and 5. And I'll face it away, but it's the same thing. So fingertips, and we're going to come up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Okay, so we all feel pretty warmed up, ready to go here. So today's theme, guys, nothing crazy, just getting some movement in, but we're going to follow a theme. And it's 3 exercises back to back. And it's going to be a mobility exercise, followed by a core exercise, followed by a basic strength exercise. Okay? So the first one we're going to start is we're going to stand up, and I call these inchworms, where we're just standing up, and we're going to reach for our toes. And if you need to bend your knees, that's fine. And when you can reach the floor, we're just going to walk yourself out to a high plank. Okay? So just coming out to a high plank. Okay? So we're going to take a deep breath in this range here. Take a breath. Okay, now you're going to push yourself back, and we're going to reverse everything we just did. Bend the knees if you need to. Coming up to a standing position. Nice and tall, and if you want, you can reach up. Deep breath in. And exhale. And we're going to do one more of those, right? So we're going to do a slight bend of the knees if you need to. Slowly reaching for the floor. When you touch the floor, then you start walking yourself out. Again, we're going to come to a high plank. And then we're going to take a deep breath here. Breathing. And if we can, we're going to come down to our forearms. So if you need to grab a knee, you can. Or you can just kind of come down to your forearms. Squeeze the glutes, and this is our core posture. So we're going to squeeze our glutes. And we're going to go for a few breaths here. And ideally, we're looking at the floor so our head is neutral. Okay? Just breathing. Squeezing the glutes is going to help you keep your back in a neutral position. Okay? And if we can, the next thing is, and again, you can take a knee, is we're going to push up to that high plank position, and we're going to walk ourselves back. Again, one more time. Bend the knees. And nice and tall. Good. So now, guys, our basic strength component is just some bodyweight squats. So we're just going to go for 10 reps. Toes are just a bit wider than the hips, but ideally the toes are straight ahead. And I would put your hands up here like so, and we're just going to squat down. Ideally quads parallel to the ground, knees out like so. And as we come up, we're going to squeeze the glutes. So we're going to focus on going pretty slow tempo, so about 3 seconds down. Okay? So 3, 2, 1, and up and squeeze. Again, just go whatever range you can that you're comfortable. 3, 2, 1, up and squeeze. That's 3. And 4, squeeze the glutes to the top, which fully opens the hips. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5. And 6. And 7. 8, 2 more here for 10 reps, guys. 3, 2, 1. Last one. And there we go. Awesome. Shake it out. Okay, that is one round done. We did, like I said, we did mobility to core to basic strength. The next one we're going to do is the same theme, okay? We're going to start off on our high plank position, and I call this one Spider-Man's, which is really going to get into the adductors, the lower body. So if you want to just come into our high plank, right? So just basically the top of a push-up position. And you're going to pick a leg, it doesn't matter which leg. You're going to bring it up towards your hand, beside your hand, and then you can drop your back knee. Okay? So in this position here, we should notice a stretch in the adductors, into the inner thighs there, and the back, the hip flexor there. So in this, with our hands up nice and high, we're going to feel a stretch. If you can, this is optional. Try to let go of holding your hands and just lower your chest even lower. the lower your chest gets, the more you're gonna get a heightened stretch in the adductors. And again, just what you can do is rock back and forth gently, and you should be able to breathe. If you can't take a full breath, guys, it's a bit too much, and just back off, which again, you can just kind of come up in this position. So yeah, just take a few breaths and just, you could rock back and forth, keeping that front foot down, back and forth, and just rocking back and forth and breathing. Okay, so from this position, the hand that's furthest away, we're just gonna rotate up like so, right? So we're gonna come up and try to hold for a few breaths here. So 3, 2, and 1. And then bring both hands down. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go up into a high plank, just shooting back into push-up position, right? And basically we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. So now it's your other foot comes to your outside of your other hand, the other knee drops down, and again, just this position, just rocking back and forth. You should notice, again, this hip flexor is getting opened up, this adductor, the inside of the thighs, adductor complex is getting opened up as well too. And you'll notice, if you choose to, the lower you bring your chest to the mat and floor, it's gonna heighten that stretch a little bit in the inner thigh. Totally optional. The test though is if you cannot take a full breath, it's too much, you need to back off. Just breathing, just gentle rocking back and forth. Okay, and then we're gonna get ready for that T-spine opener, which is again the hand furthest from our foot. We're just gonna try to open up and reach, eyes follow, and we're gonna reach up, eyes follow the hand, and try to hold for a few breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Okay, let's just come to our knees, and let's just do a few rocks back and forth to kind of loosen that up. So that was our mobility piece. Our core piece for this round is we're gonna go into bird dogs, okay? So our bird dog position, guys, we're gonna start with our shoulder stack over top of our hands, knees about hip width apart, and we're gonna initiate, this is important, with the heel and activating the glutes. So again, imagine driving through the back wall versus the leg coming up like this. So it's again, glutes activated. Once the glutes are activated, then we can thumb up the opposite hand and hold like so. We're gonna hold for a few breaths here. Again, a lot of core. And holding, eyes at the mat, and bring it down. Now we're gonna switch sides. So again, initiating with the glute and the heel to a straight kick, right? And then once we're stable, slowly raise the opposite hand with the thumb up, and then we should be a straight line. Right back and breathing and holding, breathing, and return back. Okay, we're gonna do one more each, okay? But this time we make something a little bit more challenging on the hand portion. But let's just start off with the leg first. So, leg first, squeeze the glutes, thumb up, and now this time we're just gonna pull back. Pull back with that hand and then squeeze the fist, so you're kind of activating some of those the back musculature. Ideally your forearm is parallel to the floor and just holding, squeezing, and return. Okay, same thing on the other side. So we're gonna push back, initiate, squeeze the glutes, thumb up. Okay, and then we're gonna retract the shoulder blades and squeeze, and hold, and hold, and hold. A few breaths here. 3, 2, and 1, and return. And shake it out. Okay, everyone's favorite, our strength portion here is push-ups. But we've got options. You can, again, follow my lead, just do the normal push-ups, or you can do them from your knees, or an elevated surface you could do as well too, okay? We're just gonna go for a couple reps. So we're gonna start off in our high plank position. Again, you could also drop to the knees, and we're just gonna lower down, squeeze the glutes, down to the floor, and press, and pause, just 5 reps. And press 2, and 3, just 2 more. 4. Last one. Big press. And again, let's just do a child's pose here. Shoot the hips back and reaching forward, stretching at those lats and holding. A few breaths. And there we go. Okay, doing well, guys. We have done 2 rounds. We are going to do just 1 more round, okay? So again, mobility, core, then basic strength to finish, okay? So our first one here is we're doing the rocks that we've done before. We're going to make it a little bit more demanding on the adductor. So instead of doing our normal rocks back and forth like this, is we're going to shoot one of the legs out, doesn't matter which one. Toe is down, so as you sit back, you keep the toe down, you're really going to feel a little bit of a stretch in those inner thighs. So again, we're going to dynamically sit back, and again, any pain, just go back to just normal rocks. You should be able to breathe through all of this. And just gently sitting back. Ideally, the toe is facing straight ahead and remains on the floor as you sit back. And breathe, that's it. Sit back. Let's do a couple more there. Good, last one. There we go. Okay, let's even ourselves out. I'll just change my perspective so you guys can see a little bit differently. So I'm gonna shoot my other leg out to the side, toe facing forward, and I'm just gonna sit back. Right, toe is facing forward and stays on the mat or the floor, ideally. That's it. That's it. You may notice one leg's a bit different than the others, that's okay. This means if you do this on your own, guys, maybe you do a little bit extra reps on the tight side, or maybe hold in that end range and then take a breath. A couple more. And there we are. Okay, that's mobility done. Next is side plank. So we're gonna do a regression of a side plank. So we're just gonna be on our side, so our elbow is stacked under our shoulder, and we're gonna come from a bent knee. So we're gonna lift up, and the idea is this needs to be flush. So our hips are up high, our hips are fully open, and just holding like this. And breathing and holding. If you want a little bit extra, we can raise the leg, totally optional. Raise the leg up, get some abductions, like so. 4, I'm gonna go for 8, okay? 5, 6, 7, and there's your 8. Perfect. Okay, so flip around the other side. Again, starting off on a bent knee. The leg abductions are totally optional. So let's first focus on getting our hips open, knees bent, stacked on top of our shoulders, and just holding here. Again, this position is more than fine. If we want extra, raising up, leg is straight, for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, last 2, 7, and 8. Awesome. Okay, we are almost there. We're literally on our very last exercise, which is just a basic lunge position. So with a lunge, we want to be, feet are not right together because you might lose stability left to right. So just be feet under the hips. You're going to put one leg forward, and you're going to come up on your, off your heel on the back foot. And literally we're just going to slowly lower down, gentle kiss of the mat with the back knee. And that's all we're doing. So the front heel stays down, and we're going to come up, 2. So we're just shoot for 8 reps. We're already at number 3 here. 3. And 4. 5. 6. Last 2. One more. Excellent. Shake it out. Perfect. Last exercise, we are just going to shoot the other leg forward. So one leg forward, up on our back heel, let the back knee bend, and the front heel must stay down. We're just going to come down, gentle kiss of the mat if we can. Again, if you don't reach the floor with your back knee, no problem. Just do what you can. That's 2 and 3 and 4 5, 6, 7, and last one, excellent, and 8. Awesome, we did it. So thanks so much for joining, guys. Really appreciate it.